You've been searching for months, looked at so many houses, you finally found the one. You put the offer in, maybe you've battled other offers, and you finally got the house. What a exciting time this is. And then your agent says, do you want a home inspection done? This video is 3 tips on hiring a home inspector. And if you stick around to the end, I'll give you another bonus one. So these tips are based upon, if you watch some of my other videos, that I was a home inspector for over 10 years. And I wanted to just give people out there that are in that position of trying to find somebody who's qualified some information on tips on what to do. And where I am in Canada, in Ontario, just so you know, there is no real licensing, and everything here is based upon if you have joined an association. There are multiple associations in Ontario, and because there's no real licensing, there's no regulatory body that maintains the license that you can ask or inquire. So everything you do here is it's up to you. You have to do your due diligence and hire the person that's more qualified. So I'm going to give you a few tips here to give you a basic foundation to try to steer you in the right direction. So the first one I would talk about is, what is their background? When I was a home inspector, we had different associations from the US that had come up here, or different ones that were formed because of infighting and splits in other associations. And so a lot of times you would find that somebody who has decided that they want to be a home inspector, they want to have a second career, a third career, they retire, they want to do something, and when it comes down to it, they don't even have any background in construction or engineering or anything like that. I saw that quite a bit. Somebody would be from a background of, I don't know, let's even say like an accountant or something that would be totally outside of the area of expertise of a home that you would assume a home inspector would need or would have. And they decide they want to be a home inspector, and they think they're qualified to do it. And these are the kind of people that I would say, I'm not saying they couldn't do it, and you can do anything you want if you put your mind to it. But if you're looking for somebody that is going to have the best chance of helping you out, I'd be looking for somebody who has some background in custom home building, an electrician, a plumber, an HVAC, somebody who has a civil engineering background like what I did, somebody who has something that they can build upon and has done things and seen things, been exposed to different things that they build upon to become a very knowledgeable inspector. So the first one would be, what is their background? The second would be, what is their education? Now, when you join some associations, is what was really hard for me to stomach, was when I saw some associations that they would say, okay, they would look at what you have bringing to the table, and then they would say, okay, well, take these couple 3 online courses and that should be good enough. It's almost like it was a paper certificate. And I'm not going to name any names of these associations, but it's, once you start to dig into it and look at the criteria of their association, it becomes pretty clear. I belong to an association, I'll just say it was Ontario Association of Home Inspectors, and in the US it's the American Society of Home Inspectors. They're quite similar, but OAHI was an association that had strict requirements. They did a real good check of what your background was as far as your career or your education, and then after that they told you what kind of courses you need to get certified with them of a registered home inspector. And I spent after my engineering degree diploma. I've spent 18 months in night school 4 days a week taking courses. On top of that, I did weekend courses, defect recognition, all sorts of different things, constantly upgrading myself to be put in a position where I would be able to add the most value to anybody. So I'd be looking at somebody, what is their educational, as I said before, their background is, it sounds funny, but what if someone's working at a bank and then they want to go on and do 3 online courses and become a home inspector? Do you really want to be trusting somebody like that to help you out and give you advice for a home that could be worth millions and millions of dollars? So that would be number 2. And number 3 would be their experience. Now, when you're a new, fresh home inspector, you don't have many inspections under your belt. I'm not saying you shouldn't use somebody like that, because somebody could have so much background that it's just an automatic that they just flow into this position. And hopefully they've been mentored with other people. But I would say somebody who's got experience, who's got hundreds of inspections under their belt, would be a prime candidate for me to hire, especially when you have younger people that, as they come across some defects, they might get a little bit nervous or not explain it properly. Communication is the big thing here, is that you have to, when you find a defect, you have to be able to explain it properly. When you say something and you scare homeowners because you blow something out of proportion, that doesn't go over well. This is maybe something we can talk about on future videos, is a relationship between realtors and home inspectors. But at the end of the day, experience means a lot. And if you've got someone who's been around the block, who has the expertise of finding the clues, finding the issues, giving you potential solutions and the concerns with this problem, that is invaluable. And that's what you're paying for, is you're paying for the expertise. But yeah, so that's it for those the top 3 things looking for a home inspector, I would say. And the last bonus thing, I would also look into the report. If you can possibly find out what kind of report they use. These days everything is computer generated, but there's still guys that are old school that use the handwritten stuff. If you can get a copy of somebody's report and see what they're actually doing, because to be honest with you, a lot of the stuff you see there is just fluff. And you look at a thick report, you know, it's this thick, but this much is actually of value for the home that they are inspecting for you. So if you can have a look at some of their past reports, get an idea of what they're capable of doing, what kind of pictures do they put pictures in, and all that kind of stuff, which is I'll do that, some inspection tools and techniques, in another video. But that would be a bonus, is to see what you're going to get, because although they will be accessible by phone, they also, when you're looking to sign on the dotted line and take this property over, you're going to be looking at this report later on. And if you can't understand the report, then what's the use? You know, the home inspector might be busy. He may not be able to get back to you right away. So you have to be able to rely on that report to be easy to read and understand and help you at some point in the future. It could be months down the road when you have to do something. You've got to service your HVAC. There's a question you have, and if you can't get the information from that report, then what is the value of it? So anyways, guys, I hope you like this content. Leave some comments below, like and subscribe, and we'll hopefully see you soon on some more videos on Millsy Property Insights. Any questions, put them down in the comment section. I'll get back to you. Thanks, guys, and have a great day.